Hey friends, are you having a difficult time dealing with past hurt, people who've done you wrong, difficult situations perhaps, and it's hard for you to let go? Today's topic is on overcoming those type of situations. It's something that relates to both Shamir and I, and so we kind of want to, break it a little bit down and give you some tools on how to overcome those type of obstacles. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's episode on the Bump Podcast.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the Bump Podcast. I'm your host Shamir, here with my co-host and beloved brother Nabil.
Hello everyone, welcome to another week on the Bump Podcast.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the ringle dingle dingle and follow us on all our social platforms. Thank you to everybody on TikTok the past few days. You guys have been very supportive. Definitely got a lot of likes and video saves and whatnot. So thank you for that.
It's a good episode last week.
By the time this video is over with and you guys actually see it, which is tomorrow the 5th, we just want to say happy birthday to my beloved brother. He is, I don't want to disclose his age at this point.
Doesn't matter.
He's 33. Thank God for 33 years.
I don't want to disclose, but...
No, it's not that I didn't want to disclose. I was just saying it in the joke way where it's like, you're getting up there, man.
I'm getting up where?
Up there.
Yeah. My closer to heaven? Is that what you're telling me? That's crazy.
Well, I'm not saying...
Sent me to my grave already.
No, none of that. But just like, like Joelle tells me all the time to the old people's homes, to the home.
That's because she'll definitely be tossed in by your son into a home.
Yeah, probably.
No doubt about it. No question about it. So, and if you're watching this, it's the truth.
Oh, yeah. So happy birthday to Nabil.
Thank you.
Everybody here at Bump Podcast loves you. All the fans love you.
We have fans?
Yeah, we got a lot of fans.
Okay.
The ones that blow air on us. And,
that's
all
true.
That stuff.
Wow.
But anyways.
Talk about a dad joke.
Yeah. Dude, the other day I was with my dad joke book that she got me. And man, I was going in.
You got a dad book for Christmas, a Star Wars dad book.
So my friend the other day, let me shoot one at you guys real quick. Just
brace
really
yourselves.
Quick.
This is something we got to learn how to overcome too.
For sure. I was telling my friend because he opened up a restaurant. It's a little restaurant dad joke. It says, I literally told her, I'm like, mate, I got a dad joke for you. Why was the restaurant owner having a tough time getting his website running?
Why?
And then my dog literally he wrote back, he's like, was that a bad review? And I literally said, because he didn't have a good server. And then he replied back, he's like, what does the website have to do with a bad server? LOL. I'm like, laugh my ass off. Server is considered like the internet server.
So I went over his head with that one.
Yeah, exactly. So he's like, oh, LOL. Anyways, so that's the dad joke. Anyways, let's get to our topic. We're talking about overcoming tough circumstances and just issues that come through our life.
Correct.
And
past situations, past traumas. Yeah. I don't want to say necessarily trauma in this case. I think in this case, based off the conversations we were having the past couple of days ago, kind of coming up with this topic, it was more based off of bad experiences, perhaps relationships that didn't necessarily go how you had hoped or expected, and how you're still probably holding on to some of the past grudge. It's a grudge that you're still not able to kind of move forward with, and no longer hold any kind of resentment or just flat out pain, the pain that can trigger you to become angry or sad and you start crying and all that other stuff. And so the definition essentially of overcome is succeed in dealing with a problem or difficulty. Pretty straightforward. We've all gone through this. Excuse me. There we go. Pulled up what I needed. We've gone through this. Shamir's going to mention some reasons why we're bringing this topic to your attention today. I don't think it's going to be a long conversation necessarily. We always have obviously notes that we want to kind of pinpoint, because it's a thing. You can go ahead and start and then I'll go.
Right. And before we dive into the topic, go Eagles, go Birds. We're going to the Super Bowl this Sunday, so everybody tune in, and hopefully you guys are going for the Eagles so we don't have a three-peat on Kansas City. And anyways, that was our little bit of sports. Onto our topic. The reason also I wanted to bring this topic is I will disclose that yesterday. Let me explain something. This is how
elaborate
how tied in at least my life is into the world and how I understand it, and it explains everything back to me in very, very clear.
The world
ways.
explains this to you.
Well, the Lord, and yes, and the things that happen in the world, in the world, right?
Okay.
So check this out. The other night, I was talking to my lady. It was like 9-10 o'clock at night. We already had put our son to sleep. And
very important.
And my lady was telling me how, you know, she would feel sad how of you know, she's been through many surgeries in her life.
Very true.
And you know, she literally just said she would feel sad of, you know, having our son going through a surgery at a young age and whatnot. A little bit after that, I'm watching my favorite Netflix show, which is the Pablo Escobar series. It's in Spanish. It's on Netflix. It's called El Patrón del Mal. And we were literally watching it, and it was the scene where...
Do you know how many times this dude has watched that show?
Probably over 20, 25 times, because literally once the 74 episodes are done, I repeat it. It's just like, I'm just kind of like, it's not that I'm hooked to it. It's just like I enjoy it so much. I guess, yeah, that's what it is.
But the acting is all good. Everything is pretty good.
Right.
You know, it was good.
The camera crew and production was pretty bad.
They made some definite mistakes, like obvious mistakes. You see camera crew in the freaking shots and stuff. And you're like, what are you doing?
On the reflections of things. And it's just, but the acting was definitely very good. Anyways, the scene that was happening at the time is that the Cali cartel was literally bombing Pablo Escobar's family because he had just left earlier that morning from that building where they were living in at the time. Mm-hmm. And the scene was Pablo Escobar's daughter having surgery. Oh, you see where I'm going with this? And we were talking about surgery.
So she's having surgery
in her ear because they had just bombed them, and she had to have surgery in one of her ears.
Oh wow!
So it's just like we were talking about surgery. Damn. That kind of happened. You know, out of all the 74 episodes, that was the episode we were watching.
Right, like night. There's no coincidence there, like
at all. And then the next morning, so that same night, I had left my son with my parents, and they noticed something off about my son, and so I ended up, I told my lady, hey, make an appointment for the doctor and let's check him out to see what's going on. So we made the first early appointment at 8 o'clock the next day. Granted, I had probation to go to as well. So my probation appointment was at 8:30. The appointment was 8:05. So I was on a time crunch to get everything done that morning. And the doctor, once she saw what was going on with him,
she immediately
said, this kid needs surgery.
That he does.
My heart sunk. And the first thing I asked was, hey, is it a life-threatening situation? She said no, but it's definitely something that needs to be taken care of
course,
at the earliest of times. So, my world just like disappeared. And then it's just like when I tie in all these things that were happening at the moment, I'm like, man, it's those dark moments that come into your life, or those unexpected things that happen at times that you're just like, man, like, why is this happening to me? Same thing like when a mom, God bless her soul, she's free of cancer now, but when that happened too, that was just
a couple years ago.
My mom, our mother beat cancer, thank God, but it was something that hit me so hard, and out of the blue, out of everything that mom and dad I expected would say out of their mouth that time that they confessed to me that she had cancer. That was the least of the things that I thought was gonna come out of
their mouth. I was thinking more like they're gonna move away or something.
Right, in between those lines or something. Excuse me.
Especially because they're like, hey, we need to speak both of you.
Right,
to the both of you at the same time.
And like as soon as possible. I'm like, what's going on, man? Like it was just definitely off, or maybe like somebody died in the family or something.
Oh yeah, I didn't really think that didn't go. It didn't cross my mind.
So I was just like, man, like what's going on? So it was just, it's those unexpected things that we sometimes encounter in life that, it's a stab straight to the heart. Just, it feels breathtaking. It feels like the whole world just fell apart. And then it's just like, my question to you guys is like, how do you guys handle these situations? another thing I wanted to add to the topic is that, you know, grandma, she was like, you know, everything's going to be all right. And, you know, this and that, like, you know, she's like, don't have your head down. Don't feel down because everything's going to be all right. And she's okay. What I want to say is that if any of your family members, friends, loved ones, or person that you know is going through something, a tough time, understand that their feelings are completely valid, that you have to, when you say something of a word of encouragement, make sure you add on the sympathy or empathy of their feelings, that you don't leave it out. Because sometimes I personally have felt that way sometimes when someone makes me feel like, hey, it's going to be all right, this and that. Like, so you're telling me I can't feel bad for my son. You're telling me I can't feel bad for the situation for my mother.
So you feel like they're belittling your current emotion situation.
Right, like as if my emotions were the same as theirs, or they have to be the same as theirs.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? And I don't like that. I like to, like, you know, have my space and my moment to gather my thoughts at my own pace.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when I feel like somebody's like constraining that, you know, because it might be the word of experience. Like somebody's been through the same exact thing.
She is older than us, yeah.
Right. And I'm not just talking about grandma. There's other situations too with other people.
Yeah.
You know,
of course.
But it's like, understand that, like, anybody's feelings are valid. Let them, you know, if they want to sob, cry, feel some type of way, yell, punch a wall. I mean, not so aggressive, but like, if anything like that happens, let the person vent. Like, let them, like,
I think, yeah, it's important to let people go through their emotions, go through their thoughts and feelings and whatnot. Let them release it. And then afterwards, if you want to say some sort of words of encouragement, you can. Sometimes what we all need, and we've talked about this before on the Bump Podcast, is literally just, you know, being there, hugging the person, you know, putting your hand on their shoulder, holding their hand, whatever it is, and just let them deal with the situation. Or sometimes literally give them their space. That's all we need. It's super important, because I can understand where you're coming from,
know, and I wanted to bring those two things on today because it's like, you know, I felt some type of way yesterday, and I literally just sat down into nature and just breathed the fresh air of outside for a while. And
nothing better than that.
Felt good to gather my thoughts, because today I feel brand new. You know, I feel restored in my strengths, like the word says that we should believe in on a constant basis and on a daily basis. That, you know, I think it's actually in the gospel. I don't remember if it's Matthew, but it does say that we should rejuvenate our strengths every day. So each day is a new day, new opportunities, new things.
Yeah,
we have to come in with a positive mindset, not dragging on the things from yesterday. But I also know that because the surgery and the procedure my son has to go through isn't life-threatening, you know, I feel positive that everything's going to be all right.
Yeah.
But, you know, it just hurts me that he's so young. He's not even 2 years old yet.
He will be next month.
Yeah. You know, but it's sad that, you know, that has to occur to him at such a young age. But, you know, he doesn't fully understand what's going on, so it's better now than later down the road.
Probably put him to sleep for that too. So
no, for sure. Yeah, he wouldn't be. Yeah, wait, because you got to understand, kids will be moving around. And all types of crazy stuff. So, but yeah. And another question I do have is, you know, as we go through these tough times, please comment down below or message us and let us know, like, what circumstances or issues you guys have gone through that, and how you guys have dealt with it. How do you guys you know, gather your thoughts in the midst of something very tragic, you know, especially like, you know, the families that, you know, had family members pass away this past week with all these plane crashes and everything that's been happening. Sadly, you know, a lot of young people, and like I think it was I don't know if it was the Philadelphia one or the other one, where it was like a bunch of, they had just finished doing sports or something like that, athletes. And, you know, that's sad. And our condolences out to all those families out there,
absolutely.
You know, but just imagine those, it's the same point that I'm trying to get to of overcoming these situations. Like, how do we overcome these situations when they appear out of the blue? It's not something like, it's like an old person in the family or something that we know they're already in the hospital. They're probably on their deathbed or whatever, that, you know, okay, maybe have a couple weeks, months, or maybe a year, you know. That's kind of an expected thing that happens, as opposed to, you know, something that was just, you know, out of nowhere, just popped up. So it definitely caught me off guard yesterday. I felt some type of way, but you know,
I was the last one to find out, y'all. That made me feel some type of way. No, I'm just kidding. I was working, so I get it.
Yeah, I didn't want to worry you, but honestly,
you or my missus didn't want to worry me.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. I get it. I get it 100%.
If it was something that was like, okay, he's in the hospital now and it's going to be emergency surgery, of course I would call you, be like, yo, bro, you know, this is happening.
Yeah.
You know, prayers, and if you want to come by, please do. You know, it would have been different. You know,
Yeah.
But I try not to keep those type of things.
No, of course not.
Pouring away from any family member of the immediate family.
Yeah, of course.
But anyways,
I think a lot of times too, sometimes you could have friendships that you guys are also, you know, kind of still staying on the topic of overcoming. Friendships, relationships that you might have where, you know, maybe you guys started off with a rocky start, you know, or people got in the way. Let's say a mutual friend kind of divided you with that other person, you know, for whatever reason it might be. It could be jealousy. It could be just, you know, different lifestyles and what have you. And you know, several years pass by and you still clearly can't seem to get over it or tend to forgive them for it. You know, in order for us to continue to mature and blossom, we have to be able to overcome that. And I'm not trying to constantly use this pun, right? But it is related to this topic. We have to be able to make the choice of either choosing to forgive and move on, or if you're still holding on to that resentment, speak to the person face to face that bothers you and see where it goes. You know, it could actually turn into a very healthy thing, or it could just be like, you know what, there really is no type of connection here going on between us. There's no point in even trying to pursue a relationship. And I don't mean in a loving, you know, lovey-dovey kind of way. I'm just saying, you know, it could be friends, it could be a significant other, it could be a family member, a grandparent, parents, whatever. Learn how to communicate, learn how to have grace towards one another. Otherwise, it's just, you know, all of that's going to be dead in the water. And then what is that going to affect other people around you?
Right.
I don't know. To me, that's super, super important. This is all just based off of multiple people that I've been speaking to lately, where people can't, maybe not even can't. I think people don't want to let go.
Yeah, sometimes.
Nowadays, people don't want to let go of those different situations that hurt them and affected them. So then if that's the case, right, if you choose not to, how are you supposed to grow? How are you supposed to move forward? You're making the choice not to, right? It's like you just told me recently how, like, yeah, I decided to forgive this person. That's good.
Right.
Nothing's going to hold you back now going forward. You're just going to keep going straight, and, you know, you hold no resentment towards them. Yeah. And if you were to see them, you're just like, oh, okay, cool. Right. And you keep trekking. It's not going to ruin your day or anything.
Yeah, you shouldn't feel like that, especially because it's like, I think that most places you go or anywhere you go, you should be on good terms with people, because
do your best to. It's not going to be perfect.
Know. You might be in a tough situation. That person might be the one to help you, or vice versa, you know. You know, taking notes on people. We had a podcast on this recently that, you know, we shouldn't take score on people like that. We should be able to, you know, if there's something at the moment, again, feelings and resentment, all these things are things that are normal when you're going through a tough circumstance, but you have to be able to get over it and have a rational thought process and be like, this is where I'm leaving it. Now I got to move forward and keep my brain busy on other things that are more important than to feel some type of way about this person or whoever, you know. And at the end of the day, this is something I also wanted to talk about, which is because, for example, tough circumstances, like we had the neighbor just passed away day before yesterday.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I saw him on Friday pedaling a bike, and then day before yesterday.
So Sunday.
So Sunday, I guess he fell asleep midday or something, didn't wake up, died. So it's crazy how short life is. And
you don't know how you're gonna go,
right? It's exactly, and he was like 60 something, like he was still young, and not so young, but like, you know, he
didn't look like some of the older
he
people
was
who
working
actually
out and
passed away.
everything. Yeah, exactly. Like the older ones and stuff. But you know, we have to be thankful and grateful for everything on a constant basis, knowing where we're going after death. You know, for those that are believers in whatever you believe in, that you know that you're in good terms with spirituality, and I think that's the main goal of overcoming, knowing that after this there's something better, and that's
the hope, because I've met people that don't believe that, and that's unfortunate, because it's like, so then why do we exist?
Yeah, what is our existence?
What,
you know?
like, what is the point if there's nothing after?
Right.
To me, right? Some people are just like, well, it's just, it is what it is, right? Okay. But I mean, I feel like this whole world wouldn't exist like from nothing and for nothing. Like that to me doesn't add up. Like, we're all here for a reason, a purpose.
Yeah.
It's as if you brought in a baby to the world and you're just like, well, you were an oopsie. You weren't really supposed to be here.
I would never say that.
I don't know why you're here. But there's parents that have done that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, heartless, right? And it's just like, even if they were an accident, you know, it wasn't planned for, or it was a type of harm that the person was dealt with. Yeah.
Just to break in there real quick. It's when people say, I despise it when people say like, oh, a kid wasn't planned for. So what is you engaging in sexual intercourse not planned? Like, hey, like this afternoon, let's say that was the moment that you made the kid, right? Let's say that you said, hey, this afternoon, let's meet at your place and hang out. And you know you're going for it. So you technically plan for it, but you're not saying, hey, let's make a baby. You're saying, hey, let's have sex, right? And it's crazy that like people say, oh, it wasn't planned for. Like, if we're really taking ourselves accountable in how we speak and the things we say, we're technically saying, we're technically saying it. It's just we're saying it in other words. But it's like, what is sexual intercourse?
The intention was not to have the baby. It was just, yeah, exactly. That's true.
It's like, if we're taking natural words, like if we're taking, you know, the way we're supposed to, it's like saying, okay, you know, sex without being married, that's fornication, right? We know that is, but we're still doing it. So it's like, what's the difference?
So many people are doing it.
Yeah. Like what's the difference? Whether if it's a sin or not, you're still willingly doing it. You know what I'm saying? You're just phrasing it in other words. And a lot of people tend to do that just to use as an excuse, like, oh, well, this kid wasn't planned or whatever. I think that's a topic we should talk about, especially like lately I've been seeing a lot on the abortion, you know, because, you know, they've been banning that a lot lately, the laws and stuff like that. And it's a touchy subject, but I think we should get in there because, you know, sometimes people want to use the excuse as well as like, okay, should you abort a baby that a woman getting violated by a guy?
Right.
You know, like that's a touchy subject, but it's just like,
we will touch upon that subject.
There's been women that actually have had the kid regardless, and I've seen kids talk about it like, hey, you know, I'm a happy person. I try to make my mother happy anyways.
That's beautiful.
And it's just a different perspective on life out of something negative. You see what I'm saying? So I think it's something we should dive into at some point. And it's definitely part of the overcoming because, you know, they overcame bad circumstances and turned them into good ones, you know? But we'll get into that at some point. Maybe bring some women on and
who've gone through that. That'd be phenomenal.
For sure.
So we'll definitely... We'll start figuring it all out. What else?
There was something else I wanted to touch upon, which is, you know, like death in general, and how can I explain it? I want to explain it the right way. Go ahead and if you have anything else.
No. So just, you know, quick tips on how to kind of deal with overcoming. Honestly, sometimes the first step for me personally, going to God and praying, getting on my knees and just kind of like, Lord, take this because I don't know how to handle this. And if I handle it my way, based off of the negative emotion I'm going through currently, it's not going to go as well as it should. So there's that. You got to keep a positive attitude as well. I really try to wake up every single day, you know, having a positive attitude, having to kind of prepare my mind every single day to be in a space where I can be a light for others around me. Anybody that I come in contact with, family, friends, coworkers, anybody, try to always smile and things like that. So I think it's very important to start your day in a positive light. Sometimes, put some music that'll soothe you, calm you down if you're feeling anxious because you woke up and you have to deal with something that you have to, again, overcome. Do that too. Maybe do some stretches, yoga, something to really get you, in the right mindset. Be clear about your goals. Find support from family and friends as well. It's all very important, and we've touched upon that multiple times here on the Bump Podcast. Learn resilience and adaptability to overcome obstacles. As hard, especially if it's a touchy subject, but it is doable. You can accomplish it. You just have to work at it. You have to face it. You know what I mean? It's like if you think you're ugly every time you look in the mirror, face that and see what can you do to make yourself look better, where you feel confident in your own body and the way your face looks or your body looks or your hair looks or whatever it might be. So just things like that. And also focus on the solution and not the problem. When you focus too much on all the problems, when you focus too much on all the cons rather than the pros, you're just going to add negativity on top of negativity, and it's going to pile up like a stack of books. And then all that weight's constantly on you, right? You guys know what I'm talking about, because I'm sure you guys have gone through it in some way, shape, or form, whether it is, at your job, home, school, your karate lessons, your, guitar lessons, whatever the heck it is. You guys have had moments like that where tons of bricks are piled up upon you just because you're taking all the mental notes of negativity rather than the positive stuff. So be mindful of all of that. Be aware of that. Again, like we've mentioned, jot it down on a piece of paper, in a notebook, a journal of some sort, and see what you can do to work on those negativities. But always, 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 always also have a list face either in front of you or in the forefront of your mind of the positive stuff that you can be grateful for. And I promise you'll be able to overcome the negativities as you work towards it. It's literally like working out your body physically. Well, instead of physically, in this case, you're working out mentally and emotionally and spiritually in order to be able to get to that other side of healing. So what did you want to add?
I mean, I had it written down, but it's just like I can't it's gonna be it's gonna be a while to actually articulate it, because it's just a lot. But what I'm trying to get to in all this point today is literally, like Nabil said, he gave you some tips on how to heal or how to go through the processes of these circumstances,
overcoming them. Yeah,
the goal is to become stronger. Understand that life will always bring trials and tribulations, and we have to decide to fall deep down into the abyss of the negativity of it, or be positive and grow daily.
Come out of that abyss.
Yeah, no, for sure. And
floating.
Yeah, feeling good. And at the end of the day, I feel proud of how I've been able to personally overcome tough situations. That's something I was telling Dad yesterday. I don't like a very close death in the family or something would be very hard on me, because it's just, I'm a very sentimental person. But we have to, at the end of the day, keep going.
Yeah, we have to move forward.
Sadly, that's just the way of life. Especially if it's like, a partner in crime, like a person that always helped you on a constant basis throughout the week.
Not an actual crime.
Right. Thank you. Yeah. We're definitely not doing crime, but we got to move forward.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen. And
it's what we're here to do, move forward, not just stay hindered or, take several steps back. That makes no sense.
Yeah, not at all. But that's just where I'm at today. Do you have anything else?
No, that pretty much wraps it up for me. It's short and sweet.
Well, we love you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the ringle dingle dingle. Follow us on all our social platforms. Thank you for all the support you guys have been giving us. We've been seeing a slight increase on all our videos on all our platforms. Increase. Yeah. We've been using different tools to build build our stuff a little bit more.
We've changed some things up a bit. We haven't really talked much about it, and we'll leave it, I guess, for another day, but we're in a different studio as well.
Oh, yes.
So, which is why you don't see the black panels that we used to have beforehand.
Right. Yeah.
Still working on this studio, but once it's all ready to go, maybe we'll do a tour at some point. That'd be kind of cool to just kind of show, there are people who are inspired to have their own podcast.
For
just
sure.
enjoy our little humble studio that we have here. It's pretty cool stuff, but I'm not showing you guys what we have around us.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's a lot of good stuff around here. But at some point, we'll definitely make a small video and little blog or something of
something
we got going on here.
We're
definitely going to upgrade soon our seating and a few other things.
Hopefully all our we have
to have more guests on the show. It's definitely something we haven't had a lot of guests for multiple reasons. I'm not going to lie, but I want every person that comes on the podcast to feel like they're at their own space.
Feel comfortable. Comfortable, confident, knowing that they're in a safe space to share whatever topic it is that we're going to be sharing that particular day. The way you guys kind of welcome us into your own home, whether it's through your phone, tablet, computer, TV, whatever, hopefully you guys find this place to be a safe space to be able to feel heard and seen and all of that good jazz. We want to be able to do the same thing and accommodate our guests that, hop on the show as well.
Indeed. So we thank you guys as always.
Thank you.
We love you guys. Keep overcoming. Stay strong through every battle and circumstance that comes your way.
And we are with you guys hand in hand. We got y'all.
We're always praying for you guys.
Absolutely.
May God bless you guys at all times. And as we're going through all these tough times, stay strong. Please, stick in the game. The game's not over until you die. So we'll see y'all next week. And thank you guys for watching the podcast. See y'all later.
Have a great week, everyone.